Hey, folks, good morning and welcome to another episode of Steelers Morning Rush. I'm Alan Saunders. It is Thursday, September 26th. The Pittsburgh Steelers continuing their preparation for their Week 4 game against the Indianapolis Colts coming up this Sunday. I'm going to Indianapolis, be there with Ed Thompson for SteelersNow.com. And, of course, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Colts later this week. But today I'm actually going to fact-check myself. So let's get into this. The other day on Steelers Afternoon Drive, myself and Zachary Smith had a question from Hayden Bishop, who is a regular audience member and commenter here on the YouTube channel, and we appreciate all of you a ton. I've actually been getting a lot of really good questions in the comments, stuff I'm trying to file away for later. But this one was interesting. Hayden asked me if my sort of perspectives about the Steelers had changed after the team got out to a 3-0 start. I did not expect the Steelers to get out to a 3-0 start, and I don't think the first two games of that 3-0 start were particularly overwhelmingly encouraging or anything like that. So I said no. I said I didn't change my perspective. But I wanted to, I kind of answer that question in the moment on the podcast. It's not like I, take the questions ahead of time and like dig into the research a whole bunch, stuff like that. I mostly just fly with my feelings, and that's what you guys get. But I wanted to give this a little bit more attention because to me, it's not so much about the 3-0 start. It's about who the Steelers are. Right? Like that's what I see from three games. Through three games, the Steelers have the best defense in the league, and frankly, they might have the best defense in the history of the NFL if they continue their three-game pace. They've given up 26 points, 4.5 yards per play, and they've also grabbed 5 takeaways. So they are by far the best defense in the NFL. And the offense through 3 weeks has been fairly mediocre. The Steelers have scored just 51 points. That's 24th in the NFL. They have gained 867 yards. That's 24th in the NFL. They are averaging 4.6 yards per play. That's tied for 26th. The one thing they're really good at on offense is they do not turn the ball over. They are one of 3 teams tied at second. The Commanders, the only team without a turnover. And so forget the 3-0 for a moment. Let's just look at those underlying results. Can a team, or what is a team with great defense, like a top 5 defense, and below average offense, likely to be at the end of the season? Okay, let's not look at it as, okay, the Steelers are 3-0. Does that change things? Let's look at it as, okay, the Steelers have the best defense in the league. They have a mediocre offense. Where will that get them between now and the end of the season? Instead of 3-0, instead of focusing on the record, let's focus on that sort of offense and defense ranks. So in the last 5 years, I came up with 7 teams that have had a top 5 defense, a below average offense. Let's see how many of these you can remember. The 2022 Baltimore Ravens, nobody did it last year. The 2022 Baltimore Ravens had the number 3 defense, the number 19 offense, and they finished 10-7. They lost in the wild card round. They finished 10-7, losing in the wild card round. And obviously, these Ravens had Lamar Jackson, and certainly some things that the Steelers don't have. And that was also they lost to the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals, so an intra-divisional playoff game. Next up in 2021. You had the Denver Broncos with the number 3 defense. By the way, I have zero recollection of the Broncos defense that being that good that recently. So, the more you know. The 2021 Denver Broncos had the number 3 defense, the number 23 offense. Vic Fangio was the head coach. They went 7-10, missed the playoffs. Also in 2021, the New Orleans Saints had the number 4 defense, the number 19 offense. They finished 9-8 and missed the playoffs. Interesting, everyone thinks Sean Payton is this offensive guru. That Saints team, 4th in defense, 19th in offense. The 2020 Los Angeles Rams have the best outcome here on this list. The 2020 Rams were the number 1 defense in the league, led by old 99 Aaron Donald. And they had the 22nd best offense, led by Jared Goff. Those 2022 Rams went 10-6, and they won a wild card game before losing the divisional round to the Green Bay Packers. So that is of these what did I say, 7 teams? That is the best result. The 2020 Washington football team had the third defense, the 25th offense, and went 7-9. In 2019, the Buffalo Bills had the 23rd offense, the second defense, and they did okay. They made it to the wild card game. That was young Josh Allen. You recall they came to Pittsburgh late in that 2019 season and whipped up the Steelers pretty good. And then they lost to the Houston Texans in like the middle of the Bill O'Brien Houston Texans having a playoff win is not something that I remembered. So that was the 2019 Buffalo Bills. And then the 2019 Chicago Bears had the number 4D, the number 29-0, and went 8-8. So of our 7 teams, 4 of them, well, I'll say 2 of them went below 500. 2 of them were 500 or better, but missed the playoffs. 2 lost in the wild card round, and 1 won a divisional game. So if you won a wild card game and made the divisional round. So if the Steelers stay where they are, if they stay with a below average offense and elite defense, based on the last 5 years, that's about where we should expect them to be. My preseason prediction was 9-8 with a playoff win. I'm in that range. I'm honestly at the high end of that range. And so I'm thinking I'm okay. I'm thinking I'm okay with that prediction. Let me know what you think about this sort of second order level of thinking. And does hearing this change at all how you feel about the Steelers' hot start? Let me know in the comments. Be back with more sights and sounds from practice. Hopefully we see Najee Harris out there wearing, like, I don't know, just a random piece of medical equipment that he doesn't actually need. Like, that'd be fun. And then, the whole rest of the sights and sounds, me and Smitty back for Afternoon Drive later this afternoon. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications here on the YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode of Morning Rush, of Afternoon Drive, of Sights and Sounds, of Locker Room Interviews, of Steelers Now post-game. We got it all. And then, of course, we will have another episode of Afternoon Drive with DB on Friday. And I'm off this Friday. My daughter's going to homecoming. And then I'll be in Indianapolis with Lucas Oil Stadium with Smitty for postgame, so stick around for that. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, enjoy.